except for this one. Never have that combination. It's either both of them lit or the single one, this one. Or highlighted. No. Okay, so please, that's some of the mistakes that I see a lot. Okay, so back to the WebXML. Now, I can run the application right on this guy, and it should give me the login page. Great, you recording now? There you go. I don't know about you guys, that page is beautiful. Alright, so now I'm ready for the action. Now guys, I did tell you that we follow a naming convention. So, when I'm ready to say, okay, I'm ready for the servlets, I need to put that in a separate package. So, what I will call this package is home insurance servlets. And now I know that this package is solely for the purpose of putting servlets in it. Now, I will make my servlet at this time. So this is going to be the user servlet. And go next, next. And all I need right now, all I need is I don't need the constructor, but I need to do post and do get. Boom. Now, one thing that I need to change, or if I need to change,
Web servlet.
that is the URL mapping for the servlet. So I need to make sure that the registration and the login are matching, right? So right here I have user route. So that means that I have chosen this as my URL pattern for the servlet. That means I need to go here and change user servlet to user route. So now I'm ready. The do get, I will get to it, but I'm gonna empty it out. The do post is where I do the most work. So I know I'm gonna have either login or registration. So I'm gonna set that up, and I'm gonna leave inside there. So the first thing, I need to get that action. So the action parameter equals to request that get parameter, and the parameter was called action. So now, what I'm going to do actions is if action equals to, and let me remind you that it was called login, right? Action equals to login. And else if action that equals to register. I think I called it
Registration.
yeah. Oh, registration. Yeah. And that's it. That's essentially my servlet. Although there's still work that I need to do in both of them. But in the login, what kind of information am I submitting when I'm logging in?
Username and password.
Username and password. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. A username, a request, that get parameter, and I call that parameter email, right? So that's the parameters are coming from the HTML form, so that's why I go and look for them. When I'm talking to DAOs, the parameters are coming from the database. Now I need the password. And I call this parameter password. No, that's not it. Right. Password. Now I need to do some work here. After that, but I don't have the class. The class necessary for me to do that work. In the registration, what do I need? Registration. Alright, username, password. I think some
How
of
about
you.
the re-enter password?
I think some of you did this. Right? So how would I call this name now? Huh?
This password.
No. Enter password. No spaces, guys. You never put spaces in the name. So this I would take and go back to the servlet. I need this one, and I need also the re-enter password. Okay, and this one is re_password. Now I still need to do some work, but that's because I don't have the class necessary to do those. So I know I'm gonna have the request dispatcher in here. So I'm gonna set that up here and set it to no. And at the moment I don't know what else I need. However, I can move on. I need my database, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and set that one up. So I have a connection in there, and remember the student user? That's what one I'm using. And I'm gonna create my table, create table, user. See this? When it's blue, my name, the name of the table is blue, or the column name is blue. That means it's a keyword. Please do not use it. You can say underscore table or something. Okay, so the primary key, user underscore ID. I gave you the numeric. Okay, and I also gave you the code for the identity. So generated always as identity start with 1 increment by 1, and I always make sure that it is not null. Now I will, yeah.
I think this only works on 12C, right? This generated always as identity.
Yeah.
So if you're using a different version,
You can create a sequence.
yes, yeah.
A sequence and a trigger.
Yeah.
What? The constraint? And this is for the user underscore primary key. And I will call this primary key. User underscore ID.